Greetings! In this video we are going to look at simple gifts found on page 86 of the Christopher Parkening Classical Guitar Method Volume 1. One thing that's very important with this piece is to distinguish between the three main elements. We have bass line, which is extremely simple, and then we have a middle voice that'll sometimes come up just as texture. So for example, the second A, the A in the first complete measure, is just texture. It's not as important as the upper melody. So we have the bass part, texture in the middle, and melody on top. And if you want, you can even add do two attacks, because the beginning of the song is "'Tis the gift that is simple." So it really depends on how you want to play it. You could play it more as though it were instrumental, or you could try to imitate the voice, whichever way you want to. In the recording, I think at the beginning of the piece, I do it twice. So E, D, both of those are melodic, and then we have these A's that are texture in the middle. And looking at this last measure, the first line, we have 1 and 2 and 3 is ending a phrase, and then the fourth beat is leading into the next measure. So just like the pickup at the beginning of the piece that goes A, D, and it has a lead in. So this has a sort of forward lean. And this, "'Tis the gift." It's connected to the following idea rather than coming off as something preceding it, which is very important for just having a rhythm that conveys the musical idea. So just as the beginning would have a forward lean, the very same last note of the first line is going to have a forward lean as well. So just make sure you distinguish between coming off of the first beat, arrival, lean forward, and so on. And you have to decide which notes do you want to play as melody, and I would encourage you to play those with rest strokes. It will really help them to stand out over the lower notes. If I play it's just too many notes. It just kind of spins on, and it doesn't sound like a song. We need to make sure that they're significantly quieter, those middle notes. So you'll notice that you can barely hear them when I play it because they're important, but they're not as important, and we need to make sure that they are distinguished from the melody. I would also encourage you just to watch what angle you have your wrist rotated to. This is an especially important piece for that. If we bring our hand in, our pinky closer to the fretboard, it's going to be a lot easier to just barely move it and grab some of these spots where our pinky has to jump in. But if we're back here and we try to jump up and grab it or flat finger it, it's going to be a lot harder to be consistent. So I encourage you to experiment with that. It's vital to consistent technique that you find the correct angle to really keep your pinky in a secure position. We want to favor the weak fingers. Is one of the most high principles in all of classical guitar technique. So our pinky is by far the weakest finger on our left hand. So let's just make sure that we keep it very close to its targets whenever we can. And that is my advice for this piece. Thank you very much for watching. I would love feedback. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to email me or drop it in the comments below. God bless.